Looking live here from Jim McGee Field here in Hurricane, West Virginia. Make sure you stay tuned here for the action here shortly. Hurricane, the Redskins take on the St. Albans, the Red Dragons. We'll be here soon with the action. And welcome everyone back to Jim McGee Field. I'm Brant Wilson here for Hurricane, taking on St. Albans in their homecoming, looking for their seeking their first win of the season. Both teams a staggering 0-5. The Hurricane Redskins have the worst start since 2021, where they started 1-3. They finished that year 6-5. St. Albans is in the midst of their 18th consecutive season with 5 or more losses. The last time these two teams played, Hurricane laid a whooping on the Red Dragons. It was a 56-0 win, and their star transfer, now at Ironton, Kylan Grace, had over 100 yards on the ground. St. Albans lost 4 of the senior rushers from that shutout loss. Now with me, I have a legendary Hurricane coach, Bob Goebel. I have a couple of questions for you before we get things underway as kickoff's right on the horizon. Despite both teams being winless, and you do have a little bit of bias, how do you think Hurricanes' win last year will play into the atmosphere tonight?
Well, you know, we were talking about this earlier, and it's the same thing on the collegiate level now. The teams change so much, you really don't know how much inbred animosity there really is between the two teams anymore where they change so much. But I would think some of them still have the good old school spirit and have already, the nucleus of the team has been at the same school. So we'll see if that plays out or not.
It's going to be Hurricane to receive the opening kickoff. St. Albans deferred on the coin toss, as one team will at least walk out of here with a win. It's been a long half season so far for both sides of the ball. It's going to be a short, high one, not going to reach 10 yards, and it's going to be illegal touching on St. Albans. Already off to a relatively bad start for Caden Riggin on the kickoff.
Not a good way to get going there, is it?
It's going to be first down and 10 for Hurricane, starting in St. Albans territory, and they have yet to touch the ball, as it's going to be the junior Isaiah Kutcher to take the helm for the Redskins, number 3. Going to be starting off with a shotgun formation, lead things off, 2 receivers to each side. Joining him in the backfield is number 0, Jackson Kimball. Zane Turner. For a quick 5-yard hitch and go. He's going to get down after get a first down, a little bit more. Riggin with the tackle, so he makes up for his kick with the tackle after they move the chains.
St. Albans playing a little safe there on in the secondary, giving a good cushion in front of them. Probably afraid to make sure they don't get burned on a deep one first play of the game.
3 receivers now to the bottom. They're going to let Kutcher chest his arm talent out here a little bit, as not much film to work with before heading into this game. Not a lot of notable plays for this 0-5 start for the Redskins. It's going to be 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. As it'll be a quick inside zone give. Going to break free to the right side. Now 20, 15, and hit hard by Riggin. But it's going to be a big first down early for Zach Turner.
Great job in pursuit. Nice hit on the young man. It just took him a little while to get over there and play in that safety position.
And first run of the day for the 5'7" senior, gets into the second level. The first and goal, or first and 10 from the 11 for the Redskins. Man in motion. Going to be a keeper for the quarterback here on the power to the right side. Breaks through one, runs over another. And it's going to be a good 9-yard gain for Kutcher with a lot of yards after contact.
Great job taking advantage of what happened there. They were trying to run the counter tray and kick out and have an inside gap, which closed down, and he was quick enough to get around to the outside and still make a great play.
1 minute 30 already ticked off the clock, and it's knocking on heaven's door for the Redskins. 1 receiver to the very bottom of your screen. They're going to test Nikese Carter, the freshman, on the far left side if they want to go through the air. Another zone give, this time not as successful as the first one for Zach Turner. It'll be brought down for a loss.
Red Dragons stiffen up down there on the defense.
Going to have a quick substitution here, sending in number 16 for the Redskins. 3rd down and about 3 from the 4-yard line. Pistol look, 4 backs. As going to be a keeper for the quarterback, flag down as he walks in after beating a defender, but hold the applause as we'll wait for the call from the Whitecap. Will be a false start on the offense. So touchdown number 1 for Hurricane, a team that's been outscored by 200 points total this season, 62 to 262 to be specific, will be moved back 5. So A third and short turns into a third, a little less manageable for the Redskins. Red Dragons with a chance to make a stand.
And this is when you try to find out if your team can be resilient and go ahead and try to get something done after something like that moves you back a little bit.
Another shotgun look through receivers to the bottom of your screen. Dropping back, quickly moving up in the pocket. He's going to take off, try and find the edge and get back into the end zone. Dives forward. He's close to the goal line. He'll be short of the end zone, but past the 6. So 4 more chances to get into the end zone for Hurricane.
Wow, I thought he was in there. That was pretty tight right there.
Moving very quickly, this Hurricane offense, wasting no time, and showing off his leg is Isaiah Kutcher. Pistol look again. As this time they'll give it up the gut, and he'll earn his touchdown after his long run. It's Zach Turner, and a Redskin touchdown early.
No question about it that time. Good job up front. Nice alley for him to run through there.
And the short field immediately gives way to the Redskins' touchdown as they lead for what could potentially be the first time all season, with a lot of troubled losses as confetti falls from that student section. 9:14 on the clock at the time of score.
Good for them. They haven't had a lot of chances to celebrate, so they're having some fun early on, which is good.
Hopefully they don't run out of confetti, as St. Albans defense has let up over 40 points a game all season. Not one game where they're below that threshold, as the extra point is up and good. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching HD Media. We'll be right back with kickoff.
Sometimes the people we love won't say they're hurting, but we see it anyway. Now's the time to get help from trusted professionals who've cared for families like yours for decades. At Generations Physical Therapy, we make it easy. Personalized care, proven support, and a team that sees the person behind the pain. Call today or visit one of our 8 convenient locations for a simple, free consultation.
For more than 170 years, Burke & Herbert Bank continues to deliver service beyond expectations to our customers. With an expanded footprint from the mountains of West Virginia to the Eastern Shore and beyond, we're here for you. As a full-service community bank offering the latest digital tools and guidance, we take the time to understand your unique needs, helping you move your family, your business, and your dreams forward together. Burke & Herbert Bank.
Are you ready to...
Back to Hurricane High School, a quick score for the Redskins as they take on the St. Albans Red Dragons. Both teams winless heading into the matchup. It's Zach Turner's first rushing touchdown of the night. Number 17 will send this one deep for Hurricane, as it'll be received at the 1-yard line now, trying to find some room. A little bit of an opening, but quickly squandered by a host of Redskins. Stopped at the 19-yard line. That's Kadir Maxwell on the return.
Hurricane coming out doing a great job with special teams right off the bat, too.
9:07 the time on the clock as St. Albans heads onto the field for the first time. Their quarterback, Reese Lilly, the 6'3" senior, missing a lot of his backs from last season, as we mentioned. 4 halfbacks graduating from St. Albans. That was the force that propelled them to their 3-7 record. So even with a lackluster season last year, they are really missing those assets, as they don't want to go winless like they did 4 years ago. They'll send low in motion on the, so it'll be 5 wide look, as 10 in motion, as a miscommunication somehow gets the ball through, and he's met at the line of scrimmage. Caden Riggin couldn't get anywhere. Number 10 on the tackle for Hurricane. It'll be Ronan Roscoe.
Good job of penetration there. They didn't pick him up, and he got through the gap and caused a lot of havoc there.
And a team that struggled on offense has yet to go away from their spread offense ways. Lilly really needs to facilitate the offense well to come away with their first win. Riggin in motion now in the backfield with them. 2 receivers each side. It's going to be a give to the outside, trying to find the corner. Runs through one. Riggin has room to the 40. It's a foot race, and he's pushed out of bounds by Dylan Wyden after a large gain.
Great job by the offensive line up front, sealing it off to the outside to give him that alley over there.
Be over 20 yards on the ground for Riggin, and quickly making up for that initial kickoff we saw to get things started. That went a total of 8 yards and about 20 in the air. So things are looking up for his game. 1st and 10 from the St. Albans 44-yard line. He trips to the left. It's actually 5 wide, empty set. As another contact there to Riggin on the sweep, but they keep feeding it to him. He'll pick up about 8 on that carry.
The other thing about this, when you get in that spread like that and spread them all the way out and you have trips on one side and twins on the other, nobody in the backfield puts a real strain on the inside of the Redskin defense because they put a guy in motion and they're already out defending everyone. It gives them better lanes to run through.
Yes, 2nd down and 2 now, as this Hurricane defense not struggling as much as we've seen from St. Albans' side on that side of the ball, but should be holding their own a little bit better. Be twins to each side. 2-step drop, quickly moving up in the pocket. He's going to let one loose on the out route. Caught again by Riggin. Every single offensive play has gone to number 10 in the white. 1st down, St. Albans.
Very talented young man, getting it done for the Dragons.
And this ball moving a lot faster for St. Albans than what they were expecting. 7:23 remaining as they're 10 yards away from getting into the red zone on the 30. And going to this spread look, James Lowe in the backfield with Reese Lilly. Motion around, switch spots, and go to 5 wide, trips to the bottom. It's Riggin in the slot. Lowe will get the give in motion. Actually, a keeper by the quarterback as he'll stand up, fall forward a little more, and pick up about 4 yards for the Red Dragons.
Nicely designed play there where you have them all spread out, bring the guy in motion once again, and then this time instead of going with the sweep like they've been looking for, he took it and ran a dive play right up the middle, opened it up.
Yes, 2nd and 6. Again, keep him in the backfield there, shotgun, switching personnel back and forth, just trying to confuse this Redskins defense back into another 5 wide look. Riggin will settle in the backfield as the quarterback power to the left side. Men at the line of scrimmage and immediately brought down. Didn't even make it back. It'll be number 9 there, or number 8 on the tackle. That's Drayden Dean for Hurricane.
Nice job coming downhill and getting on top of that real quick.
It's be a 3rd down, the first one that St. Albans has faced all day. Going to go again to this split set. Low in the backfield with them. Now to trips to the top of your screen. Low sent back to the backfield in motion. They'll give it off to him. He squeezes through the hole in the line. Now he's got room. 15, cuts back, makes one miss, but just grabs the shoestring and brings him down at the 10. 1st and goal, St. Albans.
It looked like the same play I alluded to where they went to the right the last time. It was a good job going in motion, cutting it upfield once again.
And having 2 explosive playmakers in the backfield right now with Riggin and Lowe is causing the Redskins a lot of problems.
And putting that guy in motion like that makes that linebacker wide more, which opens the hole better where they can't close it as fast.
1st and goal for the Red Dragons.
So they're making a lot of things happen up front that way.
And switching this personnel, you can see that defense just shift and panic almost. Can't find an answer. Dropping back. Oh, drops the ball. It's on the ground. And it's recovered by the Redskins. The throw intended to get to the back pylon there immediately just fell out of his hands. That'll be the first turnover of the game. Reese Lilly just nerves. Maybe the homecoming pressure from this crowd got to him. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Redskins and a defensive stand.
They hunkered down and got the job done there. Good pressure.
So both offenses rolling. Only one miscue now separates it 7-0 for the Redskins. As the coaches communicating to his players here on the sideline. Play clock will be running, about 18 seconds left. 4:50 left in the first quarter. 1st and 10 Redskins from their own 20. In the backfield, A.J. Gregory, the senior halfback, had over 100 yards against Salem the last time. They'll give it to him here. Going to try and cut through, runs into his own man, and is brought down at the line of scrimmage.
Nice job up front by the Red Dragons anchoring that down.
2nd and 10 for Hurricane. Going to keep Gregory in the backfield with them, as looks like Zach Turner missing from this offensive drive. Yet to go to the air is this Hurricane team. Had one play where Isaiah Kutcher dropped back, but stepped up to the pocket and delivered about a 10, 15-yard carry. 2nd down and 9. Get their own motion action going. It'll be a quick bubble screen. Number 11 with the reception tries to find the edge, but swarmed up very quickly. That's Dylan Wyden on the reception.
You need to take a look, too, when they got into that twins formation down here on the bottom. They had one player out there almost covering 2 guys. So they didn't adjust to it, so it might be able to bust one of them loose.
That'll be DeKeith Carter there, the corner, the freshman, on the tackle on the sideline. Will make it a 3rd down and 4 for Hurricane. As they get him to jump, but looks like the offensive line reacted enough to get an encroachment call there. So 1st down, Hurricane off another penalty.
Preach that all the time to your team. Can't have penalties. It'll just destroy everything you're doing. Kill that momentum, then you have to start grinding it up and getting it going again.
It's like St. Albans is going to burn a timeout after that penalty. We'll utilize it as well. You're watching HD Media GameDay. Don't go anywhere.
Are you ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades Apprenticeship Programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Hurricane is built a little differently than other dealerships on things like a smile and a handshake. That's because Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals and the huge inventory.
After the St. Albans timeout, they'll have 2 remaining. They'll go quick to a throw. No whistle, but they'll blow it dead after a little bit. That one almost went backwards on that motion pass intended for A.J. Gregory.
Yeah, I was thinking for a moment that might have been a lateral, but he got downfield, maybe a couple of feet, barely got over that line to make it downhill.
2nd and 10 for Hurricane. They were gifted the 1st down from the Red Dragons after encroachment. There's a flag on the field there. Looks like it was a false start before the ball was released, so it could have went backwards, but dead ball flag. 1st and 15 for Hurricane. They gifted those neutral zone yards just right back there with a false start, their 2nd one of the game. Trips to the right now for the Redskins, 14 in motion. Dropping back, move it up in the pocket again. He's going to take off, not using his arm too much. He has 1 bubble screen completion, as he'll pick up about 12 on the scramble, as they're trying to come around the edge a little too hard for St. Albans.
And you look at, and I'll talk about this later on in the game too, you're talking about the numbers. St. Albans doesn't have a lot of players, and as the game goes on, it might be tough for them to handle it fatigue-wise.
He's 2nd and 4. It'll go down as a 11-yard carry for the junior quarterback, Isaiah Kutcher. It's like back in the field is number 0. He'll break free. Met hard. He stands tall, though. The tackle will go to number 2, James Lowe, for St. Albans, but it wasn't a pretty wrap-up.
Nice job there by the left guard, Porter Tackett, and left tackle, Jackson Rappold, on that play.
It'll go down as a 1st down for Zach Turner, adding to his already very illustrious 1st quarter. 3:13 remaining here as the Hurricane leads by a touchdown. Try to get to that quick throw, and he's immediately gobbled up. Sack for St. Albans, number 72, the big man getting back there, Lucas Warner.
5'11", 245 pounds. That's a pretty good load coming towards you. It's like trying to run from the ice cream truck.
I'm calling this game because I wasn't blessed with those natural gifts. So it'll be a 2nd and 15 for the Redskins. Long way to go. Not struggling to pick up yards in the slightest. Be another underneath the keeper, though. This one going nowhere. The St. Albans front seven starting to show their strength.
One thing they're doing there, they try to run a trap downhill toward your screen on that one, and the defensive lineman from St. Albans is taught well, and what you do is you follow the guy that pulls, and he chased him right down the line of scrimmage and made the play right at the line. It's a good job defensively.
Number 71, the senior Noah Curry, 5'10", 196 on that edge. Got to the quarterback very quickly. So third down and just a little too long to count.
Third down in a cab ride.
It's going to be just another check down here to that bubble to number 11 on the side. Wrapped up, falls forward. It'll be a 4th and 9. A good tackle there by Jackson Kimball to leave him short of the sticks.
Well, one thing that's really good that I've enjoyed seeing already, there is no lack of effort on either side. Both these guys are playing hard. And you can tell both teams want to try to get them a win tonight.
Yeah, going to go for it here on a 4th and long, 4th and 9. Try to get him the jump. They do again, but no reaction, so no neutral zone infraction. As that looks to be the call from the start. They got what they wanted, but no yellow laundry on the field for him.
Wow, I thought for sure he broke the plane there.
Just a minute left here about in the first quarter, as they're going to burn a timeout with 1:06. So both teams left with 2 timeouts. We'll use our second timeout. You're watching HD Media Game Day. We'll be right back.
Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Hurricane is built a little differently than other dealerships on things like a smile and a handshake. That's because Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals, and the huge inventory in both new and pre-owned doesn't hurt either. So when you're ready for your next vehicle, make that short 20-minute drive from Charleston or Huntington to Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Just off the Hurricane exit of I-64, Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, making friends one deal at a time.
Before you hit the hiking trails with your crew, make a quick stop at your local Little General convenience store. We've got the snacks, drinks, and gas to keep you going. Because every great hike starts with a little planning and a lot of snacks. We're proud to be part of your journey, rooted in West Virginia and built for the road ahead. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
And welcome back here. Hurricane decided to punt after the refs gave St. Albans a little bit of leeway there on the neutral zone infraction. That one not touched, but the punt will roll out the back of the end zone. So an error on the receiving end there by James Lowe, but it won't punish him.
Really nice punt. A little concerned, though, about the protection. There was a couple guys there almost got a hand on that ball, so wait and see. Maybe down the road that might be some trouble for him. You don't know.
Just 1 second under a minute left here in the first quarter. Hurricane still up with their opening touchdown that was gifted to them by their short field. Now, I was talking earlier in the very short pregame we had about Kylan Grace for Ironton, and even though St. Albans lost a lot of backs, losing a player that more than likely is going to be playing at the next level for Hurricane is pretty bad. Which one of these 0-5 teams do you think lost more here in the offseason?
Well, it appears to me, and I didn't watch them a lot. I did do Hurricane. They lost quite a few players. Hurricane did, and St. Albans as well. So might be close to a draw actually.
Be 5 wide again, keeping Riggin in the motion as they'll give it to him here on the. He drops the ball, recovered by Hurricane again. That's back-to-back offensive plays with a fumble as the Redskins defense not short of oxygen at all. Not one break is needed for them.
It's so tough when things like that happen, you know.
That's the second time that Hurricane has been gifted good field position. And while they get the offense set up, we're going to take a quick break right before the Hurricane offense gets settled. We'll be right back.
Bowtie Mike here, reminding you that Cardinal Chevrolet is your destination for all things automotive. We offer a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, a full-service collision center, parts and service departments, plus up to 125% of KBB for your trade. Stop by for a no-obligation appraisal. We make the deals that nobody can match because it's got the Bowtie guarantee.
For a quick break, a turnover by Riggin leads to a Hurricane drive. One play after they punted it wide open, it's dropped in and out of the hands. That one intended for number 14, Riley Armstrong.
Wide open as 7-Eleven on Christmas Day.
We'll take a quick look back at that one. Clean pocket look. Delivers it and just maybe an inch or two higher. If he was just a little bit taller, had a height extender in those soles of his shoes, he might have been able to get up there and get that one, but just unlucky.
Now, do we have a flag on the play there? They back him up?
It looks to be. It's going to be a 1st and 15.
Yep.
So I guess all's well that ends well for Armstrong, as his drop won't be looked on too unfavorably. 1st and 15 for Hurricane after the incompletion. Quickly stepping up in the pocket here, not even looking to throw. Fights into a host of Red Dragons and is brought down by, looks to be number 21 mainly for St. Albans. That's Will Martin, the 5'11 sophomore.
Nice push up front that time.
Just under 30 seconds left for Hurricane, as game clock is shorter than the play clock. They want to get one more play in, though, before we go to a short intermission. Going to be a give underneath, going nowhere. A.J. Gregory not having a reminiscent night of last year's 56-0 win, as this time the clock will bleed out. The end of one. Hurricane at 7, St. Albans at 0 for the homecoming for the Redskins. We'll be back after a short intermission for the second quarter.
Score big this fall with GoMart. Every Saturday through the end of October, GoMart Rewards members earn triple points on all purchases. And while you rack up on rewards points, be sure to scan the QR code in-store for more ways to win. Each scan is a chance to score the ultimate tailgating package with a $200 GoMart gift card, tailgating supplies, and more. GoMart is your hookup for the football season. Visit the GoMart app or GoMart.com to learn more. GoMart is the official convenience store of WVU Athletics.
Lester Raines Acura of South Charleston is West Virginia's only Acura dealer. Test drive an Acura to see what precision-crafted performance is all about. Come in and see how Lester Raines Acura makes the difference in your shopping experience. We work out your financing so you can sit back and enjoy your new car. At Lester Raines Acura, it's not just about selling the vehicle, it's about service after the sale. Stop by or visit us online. Lester Raines Acura of South Charleston.
You tell yourself it's fine, that it'll pass, but injuries take you out of the game. Injuries are inconvenient, but so is missing the things you love. Real strength isn't pushing through, it's choosing to heal. At Generations Physical Therapy.
And welcome back here to Hurricane High School, Jim McGee Field. The Redskins up 7-0, and they have the ball in St. Albans territory after a turnover. 3rd and long, though. Taken off is Kutcher, and he's brought down, reaching out for an extra yard to make it a 4th down and 7.
Red Dragons getting a little tough there, starting to hunker down a little bit, getting into the flow of the game somewhat.
Despite back-to-back offensive plays resulting in turnovers for the Red Dragons, both being fumbles by Lilly and Riggin respectfully. It's going to be a 4th down and a field goal look for number 17, Seth Casto, for the Redskins. This one will be about 41 yards for the senior. St. Albans not even sending that much pressure. This one hooking a little left, but it's going to be good. 41 yards out, and Hurricane is up by 2 possessions.
Much better job protecting up front on that kick as well. Let's just face it, ladies and gentlemen, you can't get anything done in this game if you don't have some good hogs. And I say that because I are one.
After the Hurricane score, we'll take one short break as they'll kick things back off to St. Albans. We'll be right back with HD Media Game.
You tell yourself it's fine, that it'll pass, but injuries take you out of the game. Injuries are inconvenient, but so is missing the things you love. Real strength isn't pushing through, it's choosing to heal. At Generations Physical Therapy, we help you recover with purpose, so you're not just back, you're better. Call today for a free consultation. Your comeback starts now.
Are things in your
Back, the HD Media Game Day, Hurricanes homecoming. They're up 10-0 to St. Albans, both teams seeking their first win of the season. It'll be Casto who just put the 41-yarder through moments ago to send it deep. This will be out of the back of the end zone, touchback.
Got some thunder in that foot.
Be First down for St. Albans, and back-to-back plays with the fumble. You got to knock on wood that it doesn't happen a third time. 11-10 remaining here in the second quarter.
I'll tell you one thing, with a kicker like that kind of range, that's a good weapon to have in your arsenal when you need him.
The last time we saw St. Albans have the ball, it was a Riggin fumble on a sweep, and the possession before, they were really moving the ball a lot better than what most would expect, but Reese Lilly went to wind up and let one go, and the ball just slipped out of his hands. So they're back into this split look. Two receivers to each side, switching back and forth between Lowe and Riggin in the backfield. Now trips to the top of your screen. As they'll send Riggin right back in motion towards the quarterback. 5 wide look off the snap. Here's a throw into coverage. It should have been picked in between the hands of Ronan Roscoe for Hurricane.
Nice job on the coverage there.
And might need to remind Reese Lilly that they're wearing white this week, because that one was into double coverage, and just where Roscoe wasn't looking up is the only reason that wasn't an interception.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a 2nd down and 10 now. Wouldn't be surprised if they try to get the offense settled again with a sweep run or a keeper for Lilly. Hurricane keeping too high one-on-one coverage to the bottom of your screen. As they will go to the sweep run. This one not going anywhere, as Hurricane's offense is really starting to settle in on the Red Dragons' defense. Yeah, 3rd and 9.
And they're getting used to what they're doing, and St. Albans is staying in that spread formation a lot of times empty with motion. And what's that doing? That limits your defense to what you can do, which is exactly what they're trying to do. You know, these guys have to cover. If they can break loose and run that football up the middle, as you've seen, they might bust one.
This will be a 3rd and long. They're going to need a chunk play here to keep the drive alive. And really haven't seen anyone involved outside of Lowe, Riggin, and Lilly. But we'll see here on this play. Going to let one loose. It is intercepted by the Redskins. Number 26, he has a chance to take it back. Left sideline, one man to beat as Lilly. He spins and is brought down at the 1 with some tapestry down near the 15-yard line. What a play for that young man for Hurricane.
Wow.
We'll watch this one back.
I believe it was Lilly that was on the tackle, wasn't it?
It was. He was the last one there, but this throw just in the coverage, a desperation play towards the sticks. As the sideline was almost open, almost spun free, and is just brought down near the end there. As that'll be the freshman there, Cale Sack, getting the interception. As on the return, there's a penalty on Hurricane.
It's going to be awesome if he ever gets a quarterback sack.
Sack with the sack.
Yeah, Sack gets the sack. Yeah, there you go.
As we'll keep an eye out for his name now if he gets to rush down there, but might have to call the coaches at halftime, have a little safety blitz, give the name some meaning.
Well, what's happening now is Hurricanes defense is settling down, like I said, where they're just St. Albans doing the same thing all the time. They come out and spread and use a little bit of motion, and it kind of mixed them up to begin with, but now they're settling down and they've adjusted to that. So when they get back on offense, we'll see if St. Albans will do something different.
The 1st and 10 from the St. Albans 28-yard line. Up by 10 points are the Redskins. The Red Dragons defense did force Hurricane to a field goal after their last turnover. But this time a pistol look will go nowhere. Flag down. 2 refs let it fly as their coach is heated for St. Albans. He's running out on the field. And Derek Stotts is not a very happy man, if you could see him at the very top left of your screen. Going to be against the Red Dragons. Looks to be a face mask, so 15 yards. And hard to see now with the shot, but earlier if you looked at that sideline for St. Albans, they got about 10, 15 people dressed in uniform ready to play. As those, you were talking about, the fatigue is really going to lay into them here soon.
Yeah. And you have things happen like that to you all the time. We always say you think you're snake bitten. You know, you try to get a little momentum, get things going, and something like that happens.
A 3-step drop quickly to the outside and hit him in the hands, can't pull it in. That's Dylan Wyden on the drop. A good throw.
Pretty nice coverage there that time.
Be 2nd and 10 now for the Redskins after the incompletion from Kutcher. Might be looking back to it, though. He put the ball in a very nice place on that throw. Put it only where he could catch it, but couldn't haul it in. They'll go 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen, have Zach Turner in the backfield with them. Not a lot of A.J. Gregory, as what I was going to expect as a very big rusher in this offense last year. It's going to be a keeper here on the read option. He's going to break through one tackle, try and dive through the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Isaiah Kutcher. Hurricane up big. It's 16-0, pinning this extra point.
Nice job up front.
That's just a simple read by this quarterback. Gets around the linebacker, splits 2 of them. And he'll dive through contact. Very impressed with this young quarterback. He's seeking out contact, really. He really hasn't shied away from it.
Well, you know, and this is not a slam on St. Albans by any means. It's for all these high school teams out here. What I see is a lot of teams, tackling is a lost art. They just don't do it well anymore. They don't wrap up. They don't get people to the ground. You'll see them run up, bouncing off people. I'm not saying that they're the only ones that do it every once in a while. I mean, you see it every level there is, from professional clear down to middle school. And it's something that you really need to work on.
We're going to take a quick break here after the Hurricane touchdown. 17-0 your score when we return. We'll be right back.
Are things in your home not working the way they should? Air conditioner no longer cooling? No hot water? How about that annoying dripping faucet that just won't stop dripping? Remember Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has been serving the area for more than 60 years. Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has the most professional technicians standing by to address all of your needs. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So remember, Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Call us today and schedule your in-home service or schedule online at mullenplumbing.com.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, gotta get a no call to quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of it. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner, got a finger run up in on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare. I'm a line, but the one up on the cage, honey.
Back after another Hurricane touchdown, 17-0 for the Redskins on homecoming, as Casto will send this one away. A low runner will be picked up at the 1 for the return. Trying to be patient, run through, hops through a few and falls down about the 28. A solid return there for number 2, James Lowe, the sophomore.
You know, we've been talking about what a good job the kicker's done, and you look on the team list there, one of the assistant coaches is Mike Molina, who was a kicker for the West Virginia University Mountaineers for several years, had a great career in Morgantown. No wonder that kid knows what he's doing when that ball comes off that tee.
Yeah. 1st and 10 here, 3 consecutive drives, 3 consecutive turnovers for this Red Dragon offense. You'd be happy with a punt at this point. Going to keep this motion look, not startling this Hurricane defense like he did on that initial drive. Dropping back, pressure around the side, tries to shake off one, and he won't get anywhere. That's a sack for Hurricane number 56 getting into the backfield.
Great job fundamentally on that. Dropped the inside shoulder and got the turn and made a quick turn around the offensive tackle.
It'll be Wade Ellison to get the sack, as it'll be a timeout for St. Albans, just trying to regroup. We'll be right back once they return.
I'm Chris Miller, and I'm proud to sponsor productions like this one that showcase the best of this great state. School pride runs deep here. Friday night lights, crowded gyms, packed auditoriums. It's what makes this such a great place to live and work. So be true to your school. And at Dutch Miller Auto, we're there with you. Because when we build on our young people, everybody wins. I'm proud to lead the way as we bring out the best in West Virginia. I'm Chris Miller, and enjoy the game.
CJU is a great company to work for. We've been around for 78 years. We are an underground utility construction company all across the East Coast. We are rapidly growing, and we're seeing a huge growth in this market, a huge need for employees. We are always looking for those that are experienced, those that are trying to get their foot in the door. We have positions for everybody. We offer competitive pay. We offer competitive benefits. We take pride in having a family atmosphere at CJU's, and it's truly just a family company.
And welcome back after the St. Albans timeout. They'll be left with one Hurricane with 2 remaining here in the first half. 5 wide look, as per usual now for the St. Albans offense. Sending Riggin in motion, dropping back, not letting that ball go. Going to try and let one launch down the middle of the field to the seam. No one home. That one intended for number 12 for St. Albans. Nothing there, though, for Reed Murphy.
Double coverage down there. That would have been a all-time highlight there if he would have snagged one with that coverage he had on him.
And it's a third and a cab, as you said, a cab drive, as you said earlier. It's not looking too easy for the Red Dragons here on offense, just stalling terribly after their first drive success that was blundered away by a fumble from Reese Lilly. Going to have to look deep, so Hurricane can drop those safeties a little bit.
Like I've mentioned several times now, they're doing the same thing over and over now, and the Redskins have adjusted to it.
So go 4 high look on defense, cover 4, trying to get through, fumble on the ground. This one may be recovered by St. Albans, but just butterfingers on the sideline as ball security has been an all-time low for these Red Dragons. As the ref will signal it, Hurricane ball.
Wow.
4th lost fumble of the night. Sorry, 3rd lost fumble with 1 interception. That's 4 consecutive turnovers for Hurricane. As sometimes you just got to get that ball out. Being a little too fancy, Reese Lilly there in the pocket.
And one thing that's starting to turn that we have watched that you will notice if you watch the game is Hurricane is locked in defensively for what they're doing now. They're starting to be able to cover man-to-man downfield because they're getting the same routes most of the time, and they can bring an extra guy for pressure, which has caused a lot of problems for St. Albans now.
It'll be 1st and 10 starting inside of St. Albans territory for at least the 3rd time for Hurricane, as all 3 of their possessions were off of blunders by St. Albans, the first one being a very short kickoff. This play will be blown dead. Illegal substitution there on the Redskins. They'll move them back 5, so out of the red zone by a yard now.
Little bit of loss in concentration there, I believe.
We were talking about earlier with the fatigue. This Hurricane defense has no fatigue. They've been on the field for about 5 minutes all game.
Exactly right.
Wilson Turner in motion, going to get straight to him. Almost going to be to the bubble route there. He has room to work with. Number 14 going to try and dive through, and he'll roll into the end zone. Hurricane is rolling. Touchdown number 3 for the Redskins.
Speaking of fatigue.
As I thought it was going to go to that swing route, but went straight to the bubble as he hops in and rolls.
Nice job blocking, too, with the other wide out there. Great job.
As Riley Armstrong, who had that drop earlier for Hurricane, gets in the end zone, gets his flowers. As they'll line up for the extra point. 2 of 2 so far for Seth Custo, and a 41-yard field goal to his name in the contest tonight. As the West Virginia kicking coach will reign supreme for Hurricane.
There you go. Go, Mikey.
We're going to take a quick break again. Hurricane rolling hot. We'll be right back. You're watching HD Media Game Day.
This HD Media Game Day production of Hurricane Football is brought to you in part by the University of Charleston, relationship rich, career relevant. David Smith Frame and Body Shop in St. Albans, serving the needs of Kanawha and Putnam County residents for more than 30 years. Generations Ford, one destination for every generation. And by Generations Physical Therapy, the Tri-State's premier provider of convenient orthopedic and sports rehab.
And we are back in action here at Jim McGee Field. St. Albans not looking to help their 0-5 case. Hurricane on the other end is looking to get into the win column for the first time this season on homecoming. And despite the slow start, I got caught in the traffic before we got here, and it was packed to say the least. Going to be Seth Casto to send this one deep. He's perfect on the day, including a touchback on one of his kickoffs. As this one ends up in the end zone, they won't take it out.
Young man has a nice leg, I'm telling you what.
So 8:36 remaining here in the first half before homecoming festivities get underway. It's been 4 straight turnovers for Reese Lillian. Let's put you in the place of the St. Albans coach here. What do? You're down 24 in the first half.
Well, the thing that I would do is just go back to the basic things that we do best and just try to drive the ball and burn the clock up and go in at halftime and readjust. Well, you got to have a quarter, though, but just do things you know that work. And, of course, like I said, they're doing the same thing every down now, which makes it pretty easy for them to defend.
And right there's a motion to a give, try to get the outside edge. It was just read perfectly by this front 7 of Hurricane that's really showing their stripes.
Yeah, and once again, like I said, when they first started doing this, they were dropping their, especially the middle linebacker. He was the only guy on the island out there, and they were able to bust a few things in there. And now they're reading it, and he's getting coverage behind him, so he didn't have to worry about that. So they're putting a stop to the run. So what do you do? Because you're coming out same formation, running the same thing. It doesn't take real long to realize what's happening, you know.
It's all figured out, to sum it up quickly. St. Albans has not had an answer for this defense's response. As here's another give on the move. He runs through someone, but he goes backwards. So number 46 is going to get the last laugh there.
Good job there.
That is Tanner Runyon, who will get the tackle for loss.
Great job coming up, hitting, and what did he do? Wrapped up. So that was a great job.
It's going to be 3rd down and 11. As I would say aired out, but Lily has just not been on target so far.
It's frustrating. You know, it may not look like it, but they are going to try some different things. But, you know, they just seem so limited in what they can do offensively or want to do.
This time he's wrapped up by 3 Redskins. Ball ended up on the ground, but it was after contact as one man came up flexing for Hurricane. That's number 52 for the Redskins. That is Jackson Rappold, the 6', 205 junior. Will get credit for a sack there.
Looked like they were giving away dollar bills in that backfield. The way those guys were rushing in there.
Yeah, 4th down, and that looked to be, no, they say it's a fumble. It was a 3rd down and long. They said the ball came out.
Oh, wow.
That was a late call. I thought a whistle was blown before.
I thought it was whistled down. I was right there with you on that one.
It's Camden Womack who will get the reception. No wonder he was getting a little bit of praise from the sideline once he returned. But 1st and goal immediately for Hurricane has been blessed by good field position. And the one man that I expected to get going, A.J. Gregory, has nothing. But everyone else for Hurricane is really on fire.
Good job by St. Albans defense tightening up there on the goal line. That's the thing that's impressive. You know, they've had some points put on, but they're still playing hard. You know, there's not very many of them, but they're playing as hard as they can. You got to admire that.
Be a 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. One man in the backfield alongside them. As Gregory will get this carry, he's just steaming through, and he stands tall. A.J. Gregory with touchdown number 4 for Hurricane.
Running behind that diesel. Jackson Rappold, 6', 205 pounds. Great job.
And right there, he had one man come off the edge to meet him. It was number 0 there. That was Jackson Kimball. Did everything right defensively, just couldn't tackle A.J. Gregory, the 5'11", 195 senior. He was a moving freight train to get to that end zone. 6:31, the time of score there in the 2nd quarter, as things aren't getting much prettier for St. Albans. 31-0 as we're just about to get the homecoming festivities. We'll be right back after a short intermission.
West Virginia is home. It's where we work, live, and raise our families. At the heart of our communities are West Virginia hospitals and their compassionate caregivers. From life-saving treatments and emergency care to wellness support and screening services, we are improving your quality of life through extraordinary achievements and amazing results. West Virginia Hospitals. Your health is the heartbeat of our communities.
There's nothing quite.
We're back after yet another Hurricane touchdown after a St. Albans turnover. As I said last drive, you could hope for a punt. You could pray for a punt now for St. Albans. You just want to make sure Hurricane doesn't start on your side of the 30. 31-0 your score so far for Redskins, as they're really enjoying their homecoming game.
And the thing that you think about now, once again, we're talking about fatigue setting in for the Red Dragons. Hurricanes can start liberally substituting now, getting fresh people in there all the time, which is just going to compound St. Albans' problem.
As that one is caught at the 1-yard line, or they say on the goal line, so they'll set them up at about the 20-yard line. That's a third touchback for Seth Casto, who's really stealing the show for Hurricane. Out of all people that we've called so far, the kicker's really getting his shining moment.
Yeah, I'm telling you what, you talk about wanting some video to send off to some college guys, there you go.
Going to see what this head coach can cook up here for St. Albans, as you just got to start throwing stuff out there right now, as your typical stuff stopped working after that initial fumble. Derek Stotts, 3-7 heading into this season. He's now 3-12 as a head coach in total.
And I do believe we have some different guys on defense here now, don't we, for the Redskins? Some of them filling in there.
You might have a few. I believe 40 that's the main one sticking out to me. That's Tate Johnson, the freshman.
Yeah.
He's getting his first look of action, maybe of the season.
There you go.
It looks like the Hurricane's going to burn a timeout and get some fresh guys going. We're going to take one with them. We'll be right back.
There's nothing quite like a homemade meal from Tudor's Biscuit World. We use real buttermilk to craft our delicious biscuits, one batch at a time, and serve them with our signature platters. Here, you'll taste the freshness in every bite. From our classic breakfast sandwiches to favorites like our breakfast wraps, every meal brings a taste of simpler times. Whether it's tailgating or an office event, let Tudor's do the cooking. Visit tudorscatering.com for all your catering needs.
And welcome back. Hurricane making a lot of defensive substitutions, so they burned a timeout. 6:31 left. There's a new quarterback in for St. Albans. They have Lowe taking the snaps after a bad start for Reese Lilly. As it'll just be a keeper for him. He'll try and find the edge, and he gets few a little, gets to the second level, and is brought down after a gain of 6.
Nice effort by the new quarterback.
And
it's good to see they're still playing hard, It's tough to do.
And I think that's an admirable thing by the coach. It's second quarter. You want to take your star out just to give yourself a chance to stay in this game heading into halftime. But the main issue with that I see for St. Albans is you really got no one to sub them out for.
One thing about it is you're going to see here, too, where you have a lot of substitutes on the Hurricanes team. They may be able to move the ball now because the talent level may be the same.
As there's a false start. Saw that one from the get-go. That's number 10, Caden Riggin. Jumped the snap a little early, as with this new quarterback coming in, James Lowe, he was mainly a guy using those motions with Riggin. They went away from the motions and just probably going to go to this run-first offense.
The one good thing about, if you call it a good thing, I know people saying Albans don't think it's a good thing, but as a coach, one thing that is, I guess, good, I don't know how I should say it, you get the lead like this, you get a lot of these young kids and get them out there and give them a chance to play, because they're out there working as hard as everybody else, and it's good for them to get out there, especially homecoming.
Team only does have a handful of seniors, so still relatively young, relatively small for a AAA school too. As this time they had Riggin take the snap instead of Lowe.
Looked like a little bit of confusion on that one there. I think the running back there zigged when he should have zagged.
It'll be a third and long.
That doesn't work real well, guys. He's back there in the huddle telling him, man, you were supposed to zig, not zag. Come on.
And it looks like on that sideline, it's going to be Reese Lilly. He's pleading to his coach to get back into that game. He's having a conversation with him. Let me throw the ball, coach. Stotts is not having any of it from what I can see. So Lowe will take the snap this time, not Riggin. 2 receivers to the top. They'll have a heavier set there on the line. Loading the box is Hurricane on defense. Trying to cut through, just makes one miss. Now finding open field to the 30. Number 40 is going to try and track him down, won't get there. Now to the 50. 2 men to beat. The defense starting to catch up with him. And it's fumbled at the 30. Hurricane recovers, and it's 5 straight possessions, 5 straight turnovers, as Lowe is going to be kicking himself tonight.
Man, I feel for the kid. Because like I said, they're out there, they're still fighting. They're trying so hard, you know, and he fumbled that ball just because he was trying to go harder, you know.
And he did everything right that play. Made at least 4 defenders miss. James Lowe, the 5'9" senior, got past that first level, and that second level speed was just that freshman that just came in. Could not catch up with him.
Look at that. What a move.
And number 2 will be the one that'll get credit with the forced fumble for Hurricane.
Yeah, Ben Lewis.
He'll be replaying that one. I saved a touchdown today, guys. As the score remains 31-0, 4:24 remaining. As the offense starters remain in for Hurricane, going to try and get some numbers up and what looks to be a win here early. As there's the big back, A.J. Gregory, who just got the touchdown. He'll pick up about 13 in a first.
And you can see now the wear and tear is starting to set in a little bit for the Red Dragons. But you know what? I've as a coach, I've been in the outhouse and the penthouse, and the penthouse is a lot more fun than the outhouse. But you know, when you're struggling like this, trying to get a win and stuff, you do any and everything you can.
There's going to be a quick out route throw, big hit, and that was a good wrap up. Number 1, Nikisi Carter.
Speaking of tackling, it looks like the Red Dragons work on that pretty well.
And that was a
nice wrap. Good job.
Textbook wrap up, textbook pass breakup, doing everything right there for the freshman. It'll be 2nd and 10, and what's that? I think Hurricane's going to try and let Isaiah Kutcher get his arm a little warm, get some passing attempts here against a different look than the second team. As there's a miscommunication on the draw, he's just standing still, and he's sacked.
Great effort up front by the Red Dragons.
That'll be number 59, who is not rostered for us on either of our sheets, but he got a sack for him, so if he's watching this back, we apologize.
He's playing hard.
Be a 3rd down and very long for Hurricane. And St. Albans loading their linebackers inside. Only 4 DBs playing man coverage.
Yeah, playing not to let anybody go get behind them, putting that cushion in there.
There's going to be a bubble screen dropped in. Makes the completion through a little bit of contact. Now he has room to the left sideline, to the 40. One man to beat, 30, 20. He took off and he's in. Touchdown, Hurricane, Dylan Wyden. The junior ends up with over 50 yards after the catch and just got shifty once he got the ball in his hands. And the second he gets past 34. Oh, there's a flag on the play. Seeing there in a replay, it's a block in the back for Hurricane.
Oh, no.
That one went against number 12 for the Redskins, William Frediking.
That's tough. Here he got him a touchdown, was going to have a chance to take Betty Lou to the dance after the game and get a kiss, and they call it back. What do you do?
They're probably going to have a few choice words at halftime about that completion, but
that's tough.
The block was far enough downfield to make it a 3rd down and manageable. 3rd and 6 for the Redskins. Is you got to give it back to number 11. He just proved what he can do with the ball in his hands. And they will. They get it to him. 1st down, trying to be shifty. He ran behind the line to gain, so a 1st down reception with negative yards after the catch. It's going to be a 4th down now.
Yeah.
If he just caught the ball and sat down, he would have had a first.
I think I'm trying to make the Red Dragons jump.
And
not too concerned about the clock.
2:27 remaining. Just about 3 feet separating a 1st down and a turnover. And they get him the jump. 3rd time tonight, 2nd time it's been called. This time they took out the frustration on the center as he rolled back a little bit. That's Jace Ellison, the center for Hurricane. So 1st down, Hurricane after a miscue on this St. Albans defense.
I don't want to sound like a broken record, but fatigue, that starts affecting you mentally as well.
And again, they initially showed this cover 0 look, just playing this man defense, but They drop those linebackers back just a little bit. This time they don't, though. It's a true cover zero. As they're going to get to him, it's going to pay off. Maybe. He shakes through 3 of them. Now stumbling, rumbling through, and he'll gain about an inch.
I don't know how in the world he did that. He ran 25 yards to go 1, but that was some serious scrambling there.
Yeah, 2nd down and 9 after the cut-short effort that saved a sack from the stat line for him. As that cover zero look just worked for St. Albans. They'll do it again. Send it 7 at the quarterback. Got 2 men jumping. Now he takes off to the 30. 1 man to shake. Now he breaks through a stiff arm. 10. Touchdown, Hurricane. Isaiah Kutcher, the junior, runs in for his 2nd. And it doesn't get much better for homecoming when you get a little bored of the game as a student.
That is for sure.
And makes 2 men jump with that pump fake initially. And Heisman poses his way to the end zone. Might see that one on Metro News. It's around a 40-yard scamper.
I was going to say, I don't know. I thought he might be getting flagged for the old Heisman there.
That extra point up and good as player of the game talks are coming around the kicker for Seth Casto. We're going to take a quick break with 1:18 remaining. Hurricane up by 38. We'll be back real short.
Calendar notifications, emails, texts. These are all distractions. They take your attention away from the road, away from stoplights, sudden braking, and unexpected hazards. Distracted driving is dangerous to you and others. And if you're caught with a phone in your hand, it will cost you a minimum of $100, or even worse, it could cost a life. Keep yourself and others safe on the road. You drive, you text, you pay. This message is brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
Back after yet another Hurricane touchdown. You guessed it, homecoming is really living up to the hype for the students as I look at that student section. I bet it'll be halved after halftime in their festivities as everybody knows right now on how this game is going.
They're having a lot of fun, though. And that's what it's all about, really.
I did say earlier, hopefully they don't run out of confetti. I'm sure they ran out about 2 touchdowns ago.
They may have somebody down to the dollar store at halftime to resupply.
It's going to be Casto to send this one deep again. This one will be short of the end zone as he caught it and fell backwards. He really wants to get that return. Number 1, Nikese Carter.
Yeah, going back to talking about when I coached some Ophir teams, it's tough when the wheels start coming off, but it's hard to regain what you're doing and get things done. It really is. And it hurts to see your players, trying like that and suffering through that stuff. But that's one of the things you take on when you become a coach. There's always that chance,
Little update from 2 of our crew's alma mater. Me and Shane Pointer. Point Pleasant down 7-35 to the Nitro Wildcats on their homecoming. We got 7. That's my outlook on it. A lot better than what I was expecting. So it'll be 5 wide for St. Albans as they'll have him back in the game at quarterback number 9, Reese Lilly. That run going nowhere. After you see a run for the 14th time, you really start to understand what's going to happen.
Kind of got it figured out, I would think, I would hope. That was Tyler Lauerman, by the way. 11th grader, 5'10", 190 on the tackle there.
Someone just called number 77, Jace Ellison. Sorry, number 77, Cooper Ryan.
What do you think they're calling in the hole there? Same formation, same play. Ready, break.
One more time. Let's go. As maybe 1 or 2 more plays before halftime, depending if they want to let this one run out. The same double motion look as it's swallowed up a little bit, but he breaks free. Can't be dropping it this time, though. He's getting shifty as he's brought down at about the 29.
Great effort.
He's had a lot go wrong for this team today, but you got to admire James Lowe's effort.
Oh, no, he's not hurt, is he? Okay, yeah, he's all right. Well, he's tired,
He's taking snaps at quarterback, corner, wide receiver, halfback, just about everywhere you can put him besides the line. We've seen him Lowe come in. as they'll go 5 wide. Last play of the half. It's a ball deep. He's got a man. He's going to have to break through what he does. One man to beat. It's a foot race, and the freshman saves the touchdown. The clock strikes 0, and it'll be a shutout first half by 7 yards.
What a catch by Jackson Kimball on that play.
And maybe that's what they need. Just got to see one go through for Reese Lilly. But we'll be heading to halftime. Hurricane 38, St. Albans 0. We'll be right back after a short break.
Sometimes the people we love won't say they're hurting, but we see it anyway. Now's the time to get help from trusted professionals who've cared for families like yours for decades. At Generations Physical Therapy, we make it easy. Personalized care, proven support, and a team that sees the person behind the pain. Call today or visit one of our 8 convenient locations for a simple, free consultation.
For more than 170 years, Burke & Herbert Bank continues to deliver service beyond expectations to our customers. With an expanded footprint from the mountains of West Virginia to the Eastern Shore and beyond, we're here for you. As a full-service community bank offering the latest digital tools and guidance, we take the time to understand your unique needs, helping you move your family, your business, and your dreams forward together. Burke & Herbert Bank.
Are you ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades Apprenticeship Programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Hurricane is built a little differently than other dealerships on things like a smile and a handshake. That's because Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals, and the huge inventory in both new and pre-owned doesn't hurt either. So when you're ready for your next vehicle, make that short 20-minute drive from Charleston or Huntington to Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Just off the Hurricane exit of I-64, Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, making friends one deal at a time.
Before you hit the hiking trails with your crew, make a quick stop at your local Little General convenience store. We've got the snacks, drinks, and gas to keep you going. Because every great hike starts with a little planning and a lot of snacks. We're proud to be part of your journey, rooted in West Virginia and built for the road ahead. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
Bowtie Mike here, reminding you that Cardinal Chevrolet is your destination for all things automotive. We offer a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, a full-service collision center, parts and service departments, plus up to 125% of KBB for your trade. Stop by for a no-obligation appraisal. We make the deals that nobody can match because it's got the Bowtie guarantee. Hurry in. CardinalChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Score big this fall with GoMart. Every Saturday through the end of October, GoMart Rewards members earn triple points on all purchases. And while you rack up on rewards points, be sure to scan the QR code in-store for more ways to win. Each scan is a chance to score the ultimate tailgating package with a $200 GoMart gift card, tailgating supplies, and more. GoMart is your hookup for the football season. Visit the GoMart app or GoMart.com to learn more. GoMart is the official convenience store of WVU Athletics.
Lester Raines Acura of South Charleston is West Virginia's only Acura dealer. Test drive an Acura to see what precision-crafted performance is all about. Come in and see how Lester Raines Acura makes the difference in your shopping experience. We work out your financing so you can sit back and enjoy your new car. At Lester Raines Acura, it's not just about selling the vehicle, it's about service after the sale. Stop by or visit us online. Lester Raines Acura of South Charleston.
You tell yourself it's fine, that it'll pass, but injuries take you out of the game. Injuries are inconvenient, but so is missing the things you love. Real strength isn't pushing through, it's choosing to heal. At Generations Physical Therapy, We help you recover with purpose, so you're not just back, you're better. Call today for a free consultation. Your comeback starts now.
Are things in your home not working the way they should? Air conditioner no longer cooling? No hot water? How about that annoying dripping faucet that just won't stop dripping? Remember Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has been serving the area for more than 60 years. Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has the most professional technicians standing by to address all of your needs. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So remember, Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Call us today and schedule your in-home service or schedule online at mullenplumbing.com.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get it, no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of it. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner, got a finger run up in on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare to my line, but the one up on the cage. I need.
I'm Chris Miller, and I'm proud to sponsor productions like this one that showcase the best of this great state. School pride runs deep here. Friday night lights, crowded gyms, packed auditoriums. It's what makes this such a great place to live and work. So be true to your school. And at Dutch Miller Auto, we're there with you. Because when we build on our young people, everybody wins. I'm proud to lead the way as we bring out the best in West Virginia. I'm Chris Miller, and enjoy the game.
CJU is a great company to work for. We've been around for 78 years. We are an underground utility construction company all across the East Coast. We are rapidly growing, and we're seeing a huge growth in this market, a huge need for employees. We are always looking for those that are experienced, those that are trying to get their foot in the door. We have positions for everybody. We offer competitive pay. We offer competitive benefits. We take pride in having a family atmosphere at CJU's, and it's truly just a family company.
This HD Media Game Day production of Hurricane Football is brought to you in part by the University of Charleston, relationship rich, career relevant. David Smith Frame and Body Shop in St. Albans, serving the needs of Kanawha and Putnam County residents for more than 30 years. Generations Ford, one destination for every generation. And by Generations Physical Therapy, the Tri-State's premier provider of convenient orthopedic and sports rehab.
West Virginia is home. It's where we work, live, and raise our families. At the heart of our communities are West Virginia hospitals and their compassionate caregivers. From life-saving treatments and emergency care to wellness support and screening services, we are improving your quality of life through extraordinary achievements and amazing results. West Virginia Hospitals. Your health is the heartbeat of our communities.
There's nothing quite like a homemade meal from Tudor's Biscuit World. We use real buttermilk to craft our delicious biscuits, one batch at a time, and serve them with our signature platters. Here, you'll taste the freshness in every bite. From our classic breakfast sandwiches to favorites like our breakfast wraps, every meal brings a taste of simpler times. Whether it's tailgating or an office event, let Tudor's do the cooking. Visit tudorscatering.com for all your catering needs.
Calendar notifications, emails, texts. These are all distractions. They take your attention away from the road, away from stoplights, sudden braking, and unexpected hazards. Distracted driving is dangerous to you and others. And if you're caught with a phone in your hand, it will cost you a minimum of $100, or even worse, it could cost a life. Keep yourself and others safe on the road. You drive, you text, you pay. This message is brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
Sometimes the people we love won't say they're hurting, but we see it anyway. Now's the time to get help from trusted professionals who've cared for families like yours for decades. At Generations Physical Therapy, we make it easy. Personalized care, proven support, and a team that sees the person behind the pain. Call today or visit one of our 8 convenient locations for a simple, free consultation.
For more than 170 years, Burke & Herbert Bank continues to deliver service beyond expectations to our customers. With an expanded footprint from the mountains of West Virginia to the Eastern Shore and beyond, we're here for you. As a full-service community bank offering the latest digital tools and guidance, we take the time to understand your unique needs, helping you move your family, your business, and your dreams forward together. Burke & Herbert Bank.
Are you ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades Apprenticeship Programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Hurricane is built a little differently than other dealerships on things like a smile and a handshake. That's because Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals, and the huge inventory in both new and pre-owns doesn't hurt either. So when you're ready for your next vehicle, make that short 20-minute drive from Charleston or Huntington to Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Just off the Hurricane exit of I-64, Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, making friends one deal at a time.
Before you hit the hiking trails with your crew, make a quick stop at your local Little General convenience store. We've got the snacks, drinks, and gas to keep you going. Because every great hike starts with a little planning and a lot of snacks. We're proud to be part of your journey, rooted in West Virginia and built for the road ahead. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
Bowtie Mike here, reminding you that Cardinal Chevrolet is your destination for all things automotive. We offer a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, a full-service collision center, parts and service departments, plus up to 125% of KBB for your trade. Stop by for a no-obligation appraisal. We make the deals that nobody can match because it's got the Bowtie guarantee. Hurry in. CardinalChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Score big this fall with GoMart. Every Saturday through the end of October, GoMart Rewards members earn triple points on all purchases. And while you rack up on rewards points, be sure to scan the QR code in-store for more ways to win. Each scan is a chance to score the ultimate tailgating package with a $200 GoMart gift card, tailgating supplies, and more. GoMart is your hookup for the football season. Visit the GoMart app or GoMart.com to learn more. GoMart is the official convenience store of WVU Athletics.
Lester Raines Acura of South Charleston is West Virginia's only Acura dealer. Test drive an Acura to see what precision-crafted performance is all about. Come in and see how Lester Raines Acura makes the difference in your shopping experience. We work out your financing so you can sit back and enjoy your new car. At Lester Raines Acura, it's not just about selling the vehicle, it's about service after the sale. Stop by or visit us online. Lester Raines Acura of South Charleston.
You tell yourself it's fine, that it'll pass, but injuries take you out of the game. Injuries are inconvenient, but so is missing the things you love. Real strength isn't pushing through, it's choosing to heal. At Generations Physical Therapy, we help you recover with purpose, so you're not just back, you're better. Call today for a free consultation. Your comeback starts now.
And welcome back into Jim McGee Field here as Hurricane leads big on their homecoming 38-0 over the St. Albans Red Dragons. Castell will send this one deep. This one received right on the inch line for number 1 to return it. For St. Albans, he's starting to get moving, spins around, now caught up at about the 30 by a gang of Redskins. He'll be brought down to 33.
Great effort, good return there.
for the St. Albans offense takes the field here at HD Media, we'd like to mention that we're live streaming more than 30 high school games this year. Next Friday, we are back here at Hurricane as the Redskins host Parkersburg South. Also on the schedule, Huntington welcomes the Parkersburg Big Reds, and on Saturday, a special weekend tilt as the GW Patriots take on Jefferson up on the hill. Remember, all HD Media games are free and in one convenient location, hdmediagameday.com. As they're going to let Reese Lilly back at the helm. We saw him complete about a 50-yard pass to end the first half that led to nothing, as that's either a false start or a neutral zone infraction. They were about the same time, and they'll give it to number 0, Jackson Kimball. That was a real toss-up there.
That looked like that should have been offsetting to me, too, because of the Hurricane defender, the defensive lineman jumped same time number 0 did. Oh, well, what do I know?
So it'll be 1st and 15 for St. Albans. Already an early miscue after they ended the half on their one positive note. A very long pass through the air. No motion on this play. Going to let it rip again. Here's a deep ball. Intercepted! They tried to go back to the well, and it's fully dry. Number 2 for a Hurricane will get the interception. Ben Lewis.
Yeah, they ruled it a drop.
Oh, they'll say he wouldn't get it. That would have been his second forced turnover.
Great effort. I thought he had it too.
So Lewis, who had a forced fumble on the long run by number 2 James Lowe for St. Albans, almost gets another one in the turnover category. It'll be a 2nd down and 15 for the Red Dragons. Now, there must have been an adjustment in halftime because we have not seen a motion on these first 2 plays, but I might speak too soon. I won't. They're straight into an empty set, 3 receivers to the top of your screen. Here's a good check down throw into number 10, 1st down, and a little more for Chance Campbell, not Caden Riggin. I had that wrong for the whole first half.
That's a nice job. I think that's the first time we've seen the quarterback actually roll out and get away from the pressure a little bit, give him a little more room to throw the ball.
As they came out swinging on their first drive of the game that ended in a fumble by Reese Lilly, and then all things went downhill with 5 consecutive turnovers, 4 of those being fumbles. 1st and 10 from the 50 for St. Albans. Now here's a motion. They'll give it over to Campbell, who will be brought down at the line of scrimmage. Flag on the play coming from that back ref. Number 40, the freshman there on the tackle for Hurricane Tate Johnson.
Great job coming up and sticking his nose in there.
Actually, number 46, Tanner Runyon, the freshman who has been starting all game. As it looks like Hurricane is keeping most of their first team in. Just going to make sure this game doesn't get sneaky at all. But the flag will move St. Albans back again, the 2nd miscue on the first drive.
The Red Dragons once again stepping on their own toes.
And that's a big one. It'll be 15 yards moved back, so 2nd down and 25.
Like we were talking about at halftime, when you get to where you're going 1 step forward and 2 steps back, it's really tough to get any kind of consistency. They need a big play is what they need.
So the drop saved them from an interception. They're going to probably have to return to that type of play call. As they get in the jump, they're definitely over. As if that one didn't get called, a little bit of home cooking would have been in play.
Nah, come on.
Yeah. Neutral zone infraction, so 1st down and 20, which is, I guess, a little more manageable in the eyes of St. Albans.
Yeah, that's still in cab ride range, though.
Hurricane still looking to go 4 high. They'll have to send too much pressure, but now they're seeing something other than the triple motion offense we saw.
Right.
They got to adjust again.
Still doing a lot of empty, but like you alluded to, not as much motion.
Here's a 3-step drop. Here's a deep ball. Good spiral, just a little far. That one intended for Nikese Carter, the freshman.
That young man's got some bright days ahead of him.
So it'll be number 0 Jackson. Number 0 for Hurricane there on the coverage. He got over there pretty quick. Zach Turner, who had the initial rushing touchdown to start everything off today. Be a 2nd down and 20. And I wouldn't hate them going back to that play call they got on the 1st down last possession. Just keep your receivers deep and just have that check down. Don't be scared to hit it. Trips to the right, Twins to the bottom, and this time they go for a slant that was just off the money.
Redskins mixing it up a little bit there. At that time, we saw up front with the defensive lineman what you call a twist, where they kind of trade areas. One guy will slant down inside, the other one will wrap around him to the outside, hence the twist. But that's hard to pick up pass blocking.
That'd be Wade Ellison off that twist that got right into Lily's face.
Yes.
3rd down and 20, as now an arm punt wouldn't be the worst thing for this team.
And a lot of schools, when I coached, we worked on that stuff every day. So when you see it happen, it's not a surprise, and you can pick it up.
5 wide again, empty set. There's a good ball inside number 10. He runs through one, going to have to fight forward. He'll be about 2 yards short. That's Campbell on the reception. A good ball, as it looks like not much to lose, so they might as well go for it.
That was a nice catch and run right there by the young man.
Be a 4th down and 3.
Beware of Redskins. Let's see if they jump again. Get a little itchy once again.
They have jumped twice. One of them got bailed out by a false start.
That's what the Dragons are hoping anyway, I would think.
There's the motion. Campbell into the backfield, but to a drop. His straight quarterback draw. Will he get there? He's going to be marked short by that side ref, as their best drive of the evening ends in a turnover on downs, which...
That's a shame. It was a really nice trap play. It was executed well, and they got a nice little gain on there, just not quite enough.
And it'll roll back to that penalty they got on 1st down that moved them back 15. Just 20 penalty yards on one possession to start off the 3rd quarter is never a recipe for success.
It's hard enough that they're fighting as hard as they can with the Redskins, much less having the penalties thrown on top of that. It can be really tough.
10:02 remaining. Hurricane getting the play from the sideline. Still have their starters in. Kutcher, who had a 40-yard rushing touchdown in the half. As they're missing a lineman.
That's not good.
They'll get things underway. Yeah, quick inside zone give to number 6. He's going to power through and fall forward for about a gain of 6 for A.J. Gregory.
Nice pursuit by the Red Dragons defense that time.
That'll be a 2nd down and 4 for Hurricanes. No running clock, I did notice, so the coaches either didn't discuss it or didn't agree to it, as it did stop between possessions. So we get a little bit more football than what we were anticipating at halftime. Loading the box here, just about 7 in there for St. Albans, 10 creeping in. Here's a give this time to number 0. Fights through a pile and will get a 1st down.
Redskins are starting to get that push up front now offensively with the linemen.
After that 1st down. Now is a great time to pick up a digital subscription to the Gazette Mail. For just $1, you will get 6 months of access to web stories, the e-edition of the Gazette Mail, plus tons of exclusive feature stories, podcasts, and other shows. And, of course, expanded coverage of all of our live stream games. Just $1 for half a year. Go to gazettemail.com to subscribe today. As an immediate sack. And it's on the ground, no whistle, dead. So it might be the first turnover of the day for the Redskins.
Yes.
And don't call it a comeback, folks. If you can score 38 on one play, I'm sure St. Albans is going to figure it out.
Nice pressure. They've been causing some problems there.
I believe it was number 10, Chase Campbell, that would have got there. As we'll see if we can take a quick look back at it. And it will be Campbell with the forced fumble, number 71 on the recovery. That's Noah Curry, the senior, as they'll set up shop at the Hurricane 39, almost exactly where their drive ended last time. And a false start on the center. Or maybe, I believe it was the guard, actually.
Yeah.
Saw that left leg kick back just a little early.
1 step forward, 2 steps back. That's the frustrating part, They're in a tremendous uphill battle now anyway, and when they self-inflict stuff, it just makes it harder to do.
First down and 15 now. They'll hopefully get a playoff from the Hurricane 44. Low in motion. And they'll just give it to him. Cuts back upfield, though. Great field awareness. Now he's got room. Trying to find the edge. Sealed off. Now a first down and a little more. Low will be trampled down at the 26-yard line. What a carry.
I thought for sure they were going to have a flag there, but evidently they didn't think so. That's that play they ran earlier in the half that was successful for them. Talked about a couple times where they hand the ball off to him, looks like he's doing the zone, and then cuts it away from the flow backside, gets the ball up through there.
And that was about a 16, 17-yard carry for the young man. As with 8:27 remaining, they're knocking on the red zone for the first time today, St. Albans. Campbell into the backfield with him now. A quick look and take off, and he's got plenty of space. 3 blockers for 3 men ahead of him. Going to run through one, and he will, but he won't make an effort for the pylon, as I don't think he realized how close he was to the end zone at the end there.
Wow.
He did the good thing he did. He seeked out contact. He put his shoulder into that defender. They didn't wrap up, which really helped his case, but kind of trotted off without realizing where he was.
Nice trap block up front, too.
So now we're really close to scoring a touchdown, as just last week the St. Albans team scored their first points. They scored 12 in a loss that was not pretty. I don't believe I have the score down because it was pretty high margin. It'll be a keeper for Lowe, though, and it's a touchdown for St. Albans. First one tonight.
Really nice drive, too, once they shook the stuff off a little bit.
And this time we see Lilly off the field for the right reasons, getting his team too close, and Lowe will punch it in quickly. As talking about halftime, he was really the playmaker St. Albans had for this first half, and he'll end up with a touchdown. Extra point on the way the first time. No extra point. They will be going for 2. Did not expect it with their initial kickoff of the game, and Lowe will keep it in. And that's a go-to play on the goal line. So back-to-back scores for Lowe. It's 8-38. We're going to take a quick break, and we return. St. Albans kicking it off to Hurricane. We'll be right back.
Are things in your home not working the way they should? Air conditioner no longer cooling? No hot water? How about that annoying dripping faucet that just won't stop dripping? Remember Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has been serving the area for more than 60 years. Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has the most professional technicians standing by to address all of your needs. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So remember, Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Call us today and schedule your in-home service or schedule online at mullenplumbing.com.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call to quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner, got a finger run up in on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare to my line, but the winner about the cage. I need.
I'm Chris Miller, and I'm proud to sponsor productions like this one that showcase the best of this great state. School pride runs deep here. Friday night lights, crowded gyms, packed auditoriums. It's what makes this such a great place to live and work. So be true to your school. And at Dutch Miller Auto, we're there with you. Because when we build on our young people, everybody wins. I'm proud to lead the way as we bring out the best in West Virginia. I'm Chris Miller, and enjoy the game.
After St. Albans' initial score of the night, they'll try their little pooch onside again, and it'll be recovered quickly, and just a fair catch. Is not sure how much success they've had on the season with that.
Well, that's about as exciting as it gets right there.
I mean, if you're a fan of football, that's the plays you tune in for. The 15-yard high squib. But
there's been a lot of crazy things happen with that kick, I'll tell you that.
Speaking of kickoffs, HD Media is also live streaming 16 soccer matches this year, thanks in large part to our title sponsor, Peyton Law. For a complete schedule, be sure to follow us on our HD Media GameDay Facebook or Instagram pages. Our next game is set for Tuesday right here at Hurricane High School as the Redskins host Morgantown in a boys match. You can watch all the action live and for free by going to hdmediagameday.com. First and 10 from their own 45 Hurricane. very good field position yet again. Turned the ball over last possession with the fumble by the quarterback. But this rushing offense, mainly behind Zach Turner, has been rolling. Be a gain of about 7 yards to make it a second down.
Oh, nice pancake block on that last play by sophomore Ryan Cooper. All 6'3", 265 pounds of him. Or as we say, road grader size.
2nd and 4. Looking to go to the air. This time it's on the ground again and is recovered by St. Albans. Back-to-back fumbles by Isaiah Kutcher.
I smell comeback.
We were making a few jokes in the break, but they're coming into fruition.
Let's go,
as
baby.
He was stripped right in the pocket there. Not enough ball security. They sealed the edges, and number 71 will be the one that batted it down and away. That's Noah Curry, the senior who recovered the last fumble.
Noah's everywhere out there.
So St. Albans starting in Hurricane territory for the second time here in the second half. We're only 5 minutes or so into the third quarter, and this offense is rolling. I think they're going away from the motion. Oh, there it is. But they've been going away from the motions and really trusting their quarterback. Here's a quick inside zone give, and that's the Hurricane defense we were used to in the first half.
Not much going on that play.
So Gage Robert or Drayden Dean, the senior for Hurricane, gets the tackle for loss there. Or the forward products will push them forward, so it'll be a gain of 1.
These guys from St. Albans are still playing their heart out. You know, they're starting to get their hands on their hips. They're getting tired. They've been at it, you know. Not a lot of help with substitutions. But you know, I admire them because they just keep grinding, you know.
Yeah, 2nd and 9 look here. Empty set again. They'll get Campbell back into the backfield to help block. It's another trap play. He's got some room. Squeezes through, and now he's into the red zone. Cuts back and brought down by number 8 for Hurricane. But what a run by Reese Lilly. He's letting his legs do the work. It'll be well over 20 yards, but there seems to be an injury down the field. It will be Lilly who's shaking up a little bit. We're going to take a quick break as they'll attend to him. We'll be right back.
CJU is a great company to work for. We've been around for 78 years. We are an underground utility construction company all across the East Coast. We are rapidly growing, and we're seeing a huge growth in this market, a huge need for employees. We are always looking for those that are experienced, those that are trying to get their foot in the door. We have positions for everybody. We offer competitive pay. We offer competitive benefits. We take pride in having a family atmosphere at CJU's, and it's truly just a family company.
This HD Media Game Day production of Hurricane Football is brought to you in part by the University of Charleston, relationship rich, career relevant. David Smith Frame and Body Shop in St. Albans, serving the needs of Kanawha and Putnam County residents for more than 30 years. Generations Ford, one destination for every generation. And by Generations Physical Therapy, the Tri-State's premier provider of convenient orthopedic and sports rehab.
West Virginia is home. It's where we work, live, and raise our families. At the heart of our communities are West Virginia hospitals and their compassionate caregivers. From life-saving treatments and emergency care to wellness support and screening services, we are improving your quality of life through extraordinary achievements and amazing results. West Virginia Hospitals. Your health is the heartbeat of our communities.
There's nothing quite like a homemade meal from Tudor's Biscuit World. We use real buttermilk to craft our delicious biscuits, one batch at a time, and serve them with our signature platters. Here, you'll taste the freshness in every bite. From our classic breakfast sandwiches to favorites like our breakfast wraps, every meal brings a taste of simpler times. Whether it's tailgating or an office event, let Tudor's do the cooking. Visit tudorscatering.com for all your catering needs.
Calendar notifications, emails, texts. These are all distractions. They take your attention away from the road, away from stoplights, sudden braking, and unexpected hazards. Distracted driving is dangerous to you and others. And if you're caught with a phone in your hand, it will cost you a minimum of $100, or even worse. that could cost a life. Keep yourself and others safe on the road. You drive, you text, you pay. This message is brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
Before you hit the hiking trails with your crew, make a quick stop at your local Little General convenience store. We've got the snacks, drinks, and gas to keep you going. Because every great hike starts with a little planning and a lot of snacks. We're proud to be part of your journey, rooted in West Virginia and built for the road ahead. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
Bowtie Mike here, reminding you that Cardinal Chevrolet is your destination for all things automotive. We offer a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, a full-service collision center, parts and service departments, plus up to 125% of KBB for your trade. Stop by for a no-obligation appraisal. We make the deals that nobody can match because it's got the Bowtie guarantee. Hurry in. CardinalChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Score big this fall with GoMart. Every Saturday through the end of October, GoMart Rewards members earn triple points on all purchases. And while you rack up on rewards points, be sure to scan the QR code in-store for more ways to win. Each scan is a chance to score the ultimate tailgating package with a $200 GoMart gift card, tailgating supplies, and more. GoMart is your hookup for the football season. Visit the GoMart app or GoMart.com to learn more. GoMart is the official convenience store of WVU Athletics.
Lester Raines Acura of South Charleston is West Virginia's only Acura dealer. Test drive an Acura to see what precision-crafted performance is all about. Come in and see how Lester Raines Acura makes the difference in your shopping experience. We work out your finance.
And welcome back there. Reese Lilly carried off the field there, walked off though. He took a little bit of a bad contact to his head. We pray that he's okay. But it'll be number 2 taking the snaps now, James Lowe.
First new formation we have seen from the Red Dragons in about 2 quarters. They brought in a big guy and put him on the wing as a lead blocker, tighten it up a little bit, run a little power eye type stuff now.
And here's this get to the line offense. They're hurrying it up. Going to have to lean into this rushing attack without their quarterback, but he's going to catch the edge now. Falls forward, rolling through a couple of teammates and Redskins, and it'll be down to the 4. First down, St. Albans. And looks like the teammate that got rolled on caught his ankle.
Back fell into him.
And he's going to head to the sideline.
Uh-oh.
Galloping, but
he's sucking it up.
They'll switch quarterbacks here. They'll go to Campbell now. It's going to be a keeper power. Trying to go to the left side. Wrapped up in the backfield.
Wow.
Looks to be number 56 for Hurricane on the tackle for loss.
66, isn't it?
It is 66.
Liam Halstead, 5'9", 170-pound sophomore. Nice job, Liam.
5 minutes left. Down 30 as he's not off the field yet. He's taken a long time to Keese Carter, the freshman. That ankle must really be bothering him. Now down 2 starters on offense. As a jump pass, looking for him, just wasn't in the area. Michael Boss Jr., the first time we've called his name, the 5'11 senior, 205, was the intended target.
I thought he had that one.
Had that defense fooled. All the players in the back, they all collapsed in on the run and just threw it a little too hard.
Well, like I said, hats off to the Dragons. They're still fighting, buddy.
The fatigue set in. A couple of injuries now plaguing their starters.
Yeah, that's the dangerous part about it.
4:42 remaining. It's going to be a quick pass. It's intercepted from the 20 to the 30. He's going to be hawked down by a lineman, though, as they try to do a quick swing route, get him to the edge and score. Number 10 will come away with an interception for Hurricane. That's Ronan Roscoe with the interception.
Another sophomore. Oh, mercy. That's a backbreaker right there, buddy.
As it all came crumbling down, you forced 2 turnovers. If you're St. Albans, you're feeling good, and you're out 2 starters, and now with an interception that was almost a pick 6 on just a quick bubble route.
It's like when I was coaching West Virginia Tech, we went and played Indiana State. It was 57-3 at halftime. We're coming out. The head coach walked up beside me going to the field. He said, "Just want to let you know that we're going to run the ball every down. We're not going to throw it any second half." And I said, "God bless you."
Isaiah Muhammad had the touchdown saving tackle there for him as starter still in for Hurricane.
Nice job. Good penetration by St. Albans on that play. It's like I said, you know, I have a lot of admiration for these guys. They're still playing hard, man. That's so hard to do when you've been through all they have and you got this many games where you've lost and you've been kicked around. They're still playing as hard as they can play.
4:18 remaining is going to be a run to the outside. Splits through 3 players and is wrapped up very well by number 21 for St. That's Will Martin, the 5'11 sophomore.
Good pursuit angle on that. It's all angles. Everything you do is angles.
That gets them back to their original line of scrimmage. So 3rd down and 10 for Hurricane. It's a different formation really haven't seen. It's going to be a play action, boot to the left side, tries to cut it back in. Going to keep his eyes down. Now looks up, going to try and find somebody and just miss the jerseys.
You know, and that's I know it wasn't intentional that way, but I've always thought one of the hardest plays in football to defend is the bootleg, where you run the flow and then peel out and go roll out the opposite direction and throw to a receiver. It's so hard to defend because the flow is always going to where the run's going, and then you just change direction so fast and you usually find somebody wide open.
As Hurricane looks to punt for the 2nd time today, we have another update coming in from Nitro for their homecoming game. Nitro up 49-7 over the Big Blacks. My alma mater not doing me too much justice in the matchup tonight, as that punt will roll out at about the 16-yard line, a very solid punt.
And that was another example of what I was talking about in the first half. They almost blocked that one again. They had 3 guys in there.
Luckily, they haven't had to rely on their punter's leg too often today. Those 38 points are almost proof of it. But scoreless so far through the first 8 minutes of the 3rd quarter, something I wasn't really expecting from this Hurricane team. Didn't think they'd let their foot off the gas like they have.
That's true. Well, once again, like I said, it's a good chance to get the youngsters out there too, get them some experience. Looks like they have the same guys though, doesn't it?
They're going to keep most of their starters in. You got to change your defensive mentality, as now you're going against 2 rush-first quarterbacks. Not really any arm talent as the snap's on the ground. Looks like a false start's going to save any confusion from where that play was going. And line discipline so far for both sides has not been what you expect.
When it rains, it pours.
So they'll move back 5 yards, 1st and 15. Looks like they'll send Nikisi Carter back out there. He's rolled his ankle there on that last possession, but he's up running again. Just shook that off real quick. Hopefully not trying to result in another interception. It'll be Campbell to take the snap. Low in the backfield with him. Dropping back, looking. Now he's going to try and escape some pressure. Tries a stiff arm one, and that's just staying with him. Number 54 will get the tackle. That'll end up in a 1-yard gain for the Red Dragons.
That was the second time that we've seen that wing formation now, where they have been in the spread all evening. They had the wing guy in there. I thought maybe they were going to run to his side, but they didn't.
Be Camden Womack with the wrap-up tackle there. Looks like they're going to go to it again. Campbell to take the snap, dropping back. Lets one over the middle. Completed for about a 6-yard gain for St. Albans. 3rd and 10, and I did not expect them to let Chance Campbell, someone we've just seen running the ball, let his arm show off a little bit. That was a backpedaling throw about right over the middle of the field, 10 air yards. Pretty tough throw. 3rd and 10.
Yeah, he's faced a lot of adversity, and considering how much pressure he's had, he's doing pretty well performance-wise.
Back to low on the snap, just a keeper, and immediately brought down. Womack again That's an aggressive tackle. Slams him to the turf. And that fatigue really setting in on Lowe. He's playing every snap pretty much.
Yeah, it's getting tough for the guys now. Getting tired.
2:07 here on a 4th and long. Looks like they're going to send out Chance Campbell to send this one away to Hurricane. Zach Turner set deep to receive, standing at the 50-yard line in the Hurricane H. This one high is firing. Solid punt will land inside the logo.
Nice punt.
Be fair caught at the Hurricane 48 as the offense will go. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, Hurricane takes the field again. We'll be right back.
Lester Raines Acura of South Charleston is West Virginia's only Acura dealer. Test drive an Acura to see what precision-crafted performance is all about. Come in and see how Lester Raines Acura makes the difference in your shopping experience. We work out your financing so you can sit back and enjoy your new car. At Lester Raines Acura, it's not just about selling the vehicle, it's about service after the sale. Stop by or visit us online. Lester Raines Acura of South Charleston.
After the very, very quick change of possession, Hurricane will take the ball, trips bunched up to the bottom of your screen. A delayed handoff will get them about 2, so it'll be a 2nd and 8 coming up for the Redskins. It's Zach Turner on the carry, who had that initial touchdown, which used to be the difference before St. Albans got onto the board. 2nd and 7 now. Still receiving the play from the sideline. Not sure if they want to go run this clock down or get your quarterback more looks. This time he'll sit in the pocket. It's batted away at the line of scrimmage. Good pressure by this front 7 from St. Albans, which has really impressed me.
Sure.
Like
I said, they're still fighting. They're still clawing.
1:06 remaining now here. Clock stops. 3rd down and medium, about 7 yards from the St. Albans 49-yard line. 2 receivers to the top. Listen, 0 in motion, down to the bubble screen now. Number 14 with a good reception. He has room in the middle of the field. Shakes one man, now gets to the 30 and is wrapped up, but fights through number 1. What a reception for the young man, number 14.
And what an escort down the field. Led by Cooper Ryan, number 77 of the Redskins.
Riley Armstrong on the reception. They'll stay in this twin look on each side. Kutcher, pump fakes, now delivers to the back pylon, and he's got it all alone. Number 14, Riley Armstrong with the reception. As the comeback could be squandered, as this good head fake delivers the ball where no St. Albans man can get it, because no St. Albans man is within 10 yards of him. Just exactly how you draw it up in practice when you tell the scout team,
yeah,
buy it on the screen.
That's right. Nice throw. That thing was on the money.
It's going to be Seth Casto to kick the extra point through. It's been a while since we said his name, but a lot of high praise for him. Snaps on the ground. He won't get it. See if the quarterback's going to let one rip here. He's running around. It's like a play of Madden. Lets one to the end zone. Almost intercepted. And a lot of chaos for 2 points. But we're going to take a quick break. 44-8 with 37 seconds remaining. We'll be right back on HD Media Game Day.
You tell yourself it's fine, that it'll pass, but injuries take you out of the game. Injuries are inconvenient, but so is missing the things you love. Real strength isn't pushing through, it's choosing to heal. At Generations Physical Therapy, we help you recover with purpose. So you're not just back, you're better. Call today for a free consultation. Your comeback starts now.
Are things in your home not working the way they should? Air conditioner no longer cooling? No hot water? How about that annoying dripping faucet that just won't stop dripping? Remember Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has been serving the area for more than 60 years. Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has the most professional technicians standing by to address all of your needs. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So remember, Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Call us today and schedule your in-home service or schedule online at mullenplumbing.com.
Another touchdown from Hurricane, which means another showing for Seth Casto to put on his tape. A very great performance from him from that kicking position. He's been the talk of the town, potential homecoming king stealer there from number 6 who won it earlier, as that kickoff is muffed and out of the back of the end zone. So another touchback added to the stats of number 17.
What a nice leg on that young man. He can put it to there now.
And as we're switching possessions, we'll see if St. Albans can get anything going on offense. Probably going to keep their 2 quarterbacks set with Chance Campbell and James Lowe in the backfield. Just a lot of rushing, as I think Hurricane's starting to pull some of their starters.
I would hope.
Zach Turner, who was playing that right side cornerback, he's off the field now. Probably going to see a lot of difference as their quarterbacks returned. And that's something I didn't expect. Reese Lilly, who was down earlier 2 possessions ago on the field, had to be almost carried off, is back onto the field for St. Albans.
They tried that quick slant inside with that zone block to no avail that time.
Looks like we're going to return to this a spread look now, as their knight in shining armor has returned. Had 2 very solid drives before he went out. 5 wide look again. And slant, almost intercepted, but it slips through, is completed. Just trying to get fancy. He needs to get vertical, but he's still running to the side. Now he's got room to the 40, trying to find the edge of that pack, and breaks it down to the St. Albans 48.
Nice job out there on the edge by nice block by number 10, Caden Reagan, when he cut out to the outside there. Like I said, they're still playing hard, trying to help each other.
Yeah, 1st and 10 after the long reception by Nikese Carter for St. Albans. But that'll do it for the 3rd quarter. When we return, 4th quarter of action, St. Albans quarterback's back, and we will return after a short break.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get it, no call to quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of it. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner, got a finger run up and on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare, I'm a line, but the winner about the cage. I need.
I'm Chris Miller, and I'm proud to sponsor productions like this one that showcase the best of this great state. School pride runs deep here. Friday night lights, crowded gyms, packed auditoriums. It's what makes this such a great place to live and work. So be true to your school. And at Dutch Miller Auto, we're there with you. Because when we build on our young people, everybody wins. I'm proud to lead the way as we bring out the best in West Virginia. I'm Chris Miller, and enjoy the game.
For the 4th quarter of action, Reese Lilly has returned to the game after suffering an injury there in the 3rd. Down by a whole bunch, 36 to be exact, as they'll get it back in motion. Campbell to the left side. He's going to run through one, stiff arms through. Now cuts back at the 30, dancing around, trying to find some room,
Nice
and finally wraps
run.
up.
Good job.
And we see this St. Albans team for more than 8 minutes. This game's completely different. The defense is starting to hold their own. Their offense is getting their legs under them. Once Lily's got in there, it's just a rough start that's really punishing them right now. 1st and 10. Not sure if they are doing running clock, as he was inbounds. The refs discussed a little bit, but wouldn't be the most shocking thing in the world. Clean pocket. Delivers one. It's caught by Campbell. And again, a 1st down from number 9 to number 10 is probably his favorite connection there.
Looks like Hurricane's dropping her secondary a little bit deeper now to prevent anything from getting behind them, making them play in front of them. They're giving them big chunks of yardage, but then when they get down the goal line, they tighten it up.
And if you're Reese Lilly, you come back in this game, you see their defense starts. They were really loading the box there when they had that 2 quarterback set. And you see them drop off. That's a compliment to you. And if he can really dial in that accuracy, he can be a dangerous quarterback. He's built for one, 6'3", 195. There's a keeper for him on the fake motion. Fights forward, going to try and run through another, and doesn't reach out for the pylon, but is brought down at around the 2.
Red Dragons getting ready to put another one on the board here.
As Riley's going to come off the field, it's going to go back to that set with Lowe and Campbell to try and find their second trip to the end zone, but they might go through the airs. I've been mistaken. Riley's back on the field. Hurricane not making too many substitutions into a heavier set, just going to trust what they have out there. 5 wide from the 5. Campbell into the backfield. It's going to be a keeper for the quarterback. Clean area, nothing but red turf ahead of him. He falls forward, and he'll end up in the end zone. Touchdown, St. Albans. And a lengthy celebration to cap off their second score of the night.
Good for them. You know, you got to go in there after a game like this and tell those kids you're proud of them for how hard they played the whole evening.
Going to see the 2 players that went on that significant drive for St. Albans come back from injury in a game that's more than likely out of reach.
Right.
It's very admirable. They're going to go back to Lowe at the quarterback. Probably going to give it to direct snap to him and take off for whatever you see. And that's what's going to happen. They're in again. So 16 points for St. Albans. That's 16 more than their first half total.
Absolutely.
So they'll be kicking off. We're going to take a quick break. St. Albans kickoff when we return.
CJU is a great company to work for. We've been around for 78 years. We are an underground utility construction company all across the East Coast. We are rapidly growing, and we're seeing a huge growth in this market, a huge need for employees. We are always looking for those that are experienced, those that are trying to get their foot in the door. We have positions for everybody. We offer competitive pay. We offer competitive benefits. We take pride in having a family atmosphere at CJU's, and it's truly just a family company.
This HD Media Game Day production of Hurricane Football is brought to you in part by the University of Charleston, relationship rich, career relevant. David Smith Frame and Body Shop in St. Albans, serving the needs of Kanawha and Putnam County residents for more than 30 years. Generations Ford, one destination for every generation. And by Generations Physical Therapy, the Tri-State's premier provider of convenient orthopedic and sports rehab.
Back to Jim McGee Field, Hurricane still triumphing in their homecoming game, but slipping up a little bit here near the end. That is 2 touchdowns for St. Albans here in the second half. They've outscored the Redskins 16-6. As they're going to try, 3-yard kickoff there for Campbell.
I believe he hit a ghost on the leg or something there. I don't know what happened there.
I think he got more tee than ball. That could be the main issue. He's put his hand towards the coach. That one could be my bad. But it looks like they're going to
back him up.
Back it up and let him do it again. So he has to get this one to the 45.
That's when the official makes the signal. It means, are you kidding me? 5 yards.
Going to have 6 to the top, 4 to the bottom. I'd be really surprised if he just lets one eat to see how far he can kick it, but that might be what he has. Fair caught at the 43, and I think that really highlights the importance of a kicker in a game.
Absolutely.
If you start at the past your own 40 every single time, your offense is destined to get rolling.
And look at what the kicker's done for Hurricane tonight, you know.
Player of the game going to Seth Casto doesn't sound too out of the ordinary right now. He's really proven his point.
That's one thing I always preached about coaching too. Special teams is a third of your game. You know, everybody wants to work on offense, defense. We'll do 5 minutes of special teams. Well, no, you got to spend as much time on that because a lot of times they make the difference in a game.
As they'll try and get this one on the ground and get going. Number 2 with the carry. How he's got room. Breaking it downfield to the right side. Shaking through 2 and finally brought down by his shoestrings. But he stays up. Well, ball's on the ground. It's St. Albans' ball. I lost control of what was happening. As there's 2 players fighting. There's so much going on. 21, his helmet is off. They're jawing at each other. They're going to start swinging.
Oh, boy.
A ball's on the ground, a helmet's on the ground, and 2 people are not happy with each other. I don't think 21's invited to the homecoming dance.
Can you say run the clock?
Just a bunch of collisions near the end of that play. Didn't see the ball happen. The coach is just telling them to get going.
I'm sorry. There's no excuse for that for anybody.
It looks like 21's day is that's Will Martin, the sophomore. They're going to send him to the locker room. Just when we saw that return start to happen, as it is St. Albans' ball, they'll be penalized probably a good 15 yards off that return. But that's inexcusable there. The
Yes,
heat of
it is.
game it's a physical game, but it's not a.
That's right. I don't care who it is.
Well, during this intermission, now is a great time to pick up a digital subscription to the Gazette Mail for just $1. You will get 6 months of access to web stories, the e-edition of the Gazette Mail, plus tons of exclusive feature stories, podcasts, and other shows. And, of course, expanded coverage of all of our live stream games. Just $1 for half a year. Go to gazettemail.com to subscribe today. As his trip to the locker room, not on camera, we get to see it from here, is fatefully came to an end as both coaches discuss what's happened as the refs decide the punishment. The personal foul against St. Albans. Personal foul against Hurricane. They'll offset. And another one towards Hurricane.
He's ejected. The Hurricane player was. I don't know if the St. Albans player was or not.
As he's coming back out, maybe he just needed a little bit of Gatorade. That's what the coach told him. Get hydrated. Get back out there. You're feisty.
I don't know if one of the St. Albans players got ejected or not. I know the Hurricane player did.
It looks like the coach is waving his finger at the player. You can't come back. You got to get gone. You got to watch the rest of this game on HD Media. This is a great play for St. Albans. Unfortunately, took over by a negative confrontation on both sides.
There's just no excuse for it.
But it looks like
Anytime I ever had a player get ejected from a game, do you know what I did with him Monday?
What?
After practice, I would put him in the car with me, take him to the coach who we played against that Friday, and have him apologize to him in person. Teach him how to be a man. Be accountable.
Might need to get on the PA system, give him a little bit of advice.
Yeah. Let's humiliate him as much as we can.
It's a heat of the game moment. No place for it, but sadly has to happen. 1st and 10 for South Charleston. And be close to the line of the game. As there's music coming from somewhere here in the crowd while play is ongoing. 8-yard gain for number 10, Chance Campbell.
Chance has been at it all night long.
Another spread look for him. Might send low into the backfield with him, and he will. In motion, going to give it to him. Here's that cutback play you were talking about earlier.
Yep.
But not as successful, but still close to the line of the game.
Going to be close.
Looks like Hurricane still has a lot of young guys in there, even though St. Albans starting to get a little more going, but it's a little out of reach. But players down, so we'll take a quick break as they tend to him. You're watching HD Media Game Day.
West Virginia is home. It's where we work, live, and raise our families. At the heart of our communities are West Virginia hospitals and their compassionate caregivers. From life-saving treatments and emergency care to wellness support and screening services, we are improving your quality of life through extraordinary achievements and amazing results. West Virginia Hospitals. Your health is the heartbeat of our communities.
There's nothing quite like a homemade meal from Tudor's Biscuit World. We use real buttermilk to craft our delicious biscuits, one batch at a time, and serve them with our signature platters. Here, you'll taste the freshness in every bite. From our classic breakfast sandwiches to favorites like our breakfast wraps, every meal brings a taste of simpler times. Whether it's tailgating or an office event, let Tudor's do the cooking. Visit tudorscatering.com for all your catering needs.
Calendar notifications, emails, texts. These are all distractions. They take your attention away from the road, away from stoplights, sudden braking, and unexpected hazards. Distracted driving is dangerous to you and others. And if you're caught with a phone in your hand, it will cost you a minimum of $100, or even worse, it could cost a life. Keep yourself and others safe on the road. You drive, you text, you pay. This message is brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
As St. Albans gets the ball here, it's going to be a quick break. 3rd down and 1 after the injury. As they snap the ball, Noah moved. It's a first down and a little bit more. He's getting really shifty as he flew about 10 yards in 1 second.
Looked like he came out of a pistol that time.
Yeah, first down on the ground for James Lowe, who took the snap there instead of quarterback Reese Lilly. And a lot of urgency to this team. They're still fighting. And, you know, it's well over a 3-score game with less than 6 minutes left. They're not wasting any time, though. They're just putting their head down and running another good carry for James Lowe.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
They're going to keep it going. See Lilly there standing on the sideline with his coach waiting to come in, but it is not broken yet. Keeping with him again. Finds a bit of a hole, cuts back inside. Here's some room. Sneaks inside of the goal line, and he's brought down at about the 6-yard line. I'm willing to put a little bit of money that they might just do it again.
They found an Achilles heel in the defense somewhere.
They snap this ball quick enough, they can get a 12-man on the field call. They might have got it, but no flag in the air. He breaks through one, trying to find the pylon. He's going to dive for it. Will he get it? Touchdown, St. Albans. James Lowe will find the end zone for the 2nd time today.
Good effort.
And a quick possession, 4 rushes, and they find the back of the end zone.
Now that's what you call going tempo right there.
And looking at him now, he's beat. Oh, my.
No wonder.
That was about 40 yards of just pure smash mouth, head down football. Coach's play calling was just get the ball to 2 and block.
That was solid 1-2 right there, buddy. That's all it was. Great job.
And this time they'll fail on the 2-point conversion for the first time. That's Chase Campbell who took that initial snap. So with 4:50 left, it's a 22-point game. Hurricane 44, St. Albans 22. We'll be right back with kickoff.
Sometimes the people we love won't say they're hurting, but we see it anyway. Now's the time to get help from trusted professionals who've cared for families like yours for decades. At Generations Physical Therapy, we make it easy. Personalized care, proven support, and a team that sees the person behind the pain. Call today or visit one of our 8 convenient locations for a simple, free consultation.
For more than 170 years, Burke & Herbert Bank continues to deliver service beyond expectations to our customers. With an expanded footprint from the mountains of West Virginia to the Eastern Shore and beyond, we're here for you. As a full-service community bank offering the latest digital tools and guidance, we take the time to understand your unique needs, helping you move your family, your business, and your dreams forward together. Burke & Herbert Bank.
Are you ready to unlock?
Back here to Hurricane High School, their homecoming ending. Still up 22, but getting a little thwarted. That was almost a drill for number 8 on the return there. Just caught it and stood still. Really wishing that St. Albans had a kicker just from a viewing perspective, not even being an unbiased fan.
Yeah, you know, it might have been just as well. Of course, everybody has their own thing, but a lot of times I take a guy, if we're going to try and make something happen, just lay the ball on the ground, try to squib kick it, make it come off his toe crazy down through the field, maybe bounce off of someone.
If you get that fair catch off, you can't touch him. It's up in the air. It's pretty routine on a kick that goes 20 yards. Most people can catch it. They're going to keep Isaiah Kutcher in. Still up 3 possessions with 4 minutes left, but just want to get him some more looks as that quick zone give will Pick up about 5 yards. .350 remaining now, as they're probably not going to go to the air one more time. They're just going to try and get this clock to run out. But a valiant effort by this very small St. Albans team, powering through, putting up 22 points in the second half.
They kept fighting, that's for sure.
The shorter gain than was anticipated, only about 3 yards, so 2nd and 7 for the Redskins. High snap, lost control of it. It's on the ground. He's not going to get onto it. That's Chance Campbell with the recovery.
Do you believe in miracles?
Just miscue after miscue. The second those homecoming festivities were over, I think the rest of the team's unhappy they didn't win it like A.J. Gregory.
Tell you what, they keep it up, that kid from Hurricane may not get to take Sally Mae to the dance.
3:10 left. St. Albans ball on the Hurricane 32 on the left hash, and this team is fired up. All fatigue is out the window with how things are rolling their way.
And one of the things when you get a big lead on somebody like that too, it is hard to keep your kids focused on the task at hand because of the lead. They, even if they don't realize it, they're relaxing a little bit mentally. They're not pushing as hard. There's not a lot of urgency involved, and that's when you start making mistakes.
Since the break at half, Hurricane's been outscored 22-6.
There you go.
By St. Albans.
And that's a tough thing for any coach to try to get a team to do. You know, you get a lead like that and try to get them to keep playing hard.
And a lot of this St. Albans team, they're going to be wondering, what if? What if we had a better first half? What if we had a couple more stops and didn't turn the ball over 5 possessions in a row?
And hats off to St. Albans once again. They're still playing hard as they can.
They head to the line. HD Media is live streaming more than 30 high school games this year. Next Friday, we are back here at Hurricane as the Redskins host Parkersburg South. Also on the schedule, Huntington welcomes the Parkersburg Big Reds. And then on Saturday, a special weekend tilt as GW takes on Jefferson on the Hill. Remember, all HD Media games are free and in one convenient location on hdmediagameday.com. It's going to be a play-action look off the motion. To the sideline. Is it caught? Almost intercepted. They're going to be battling for it. But Chance Campbell, who recovered the fumble, comes down with a very good catch on the contact.
Nice hands. Way to possess the ball there.
It's like they're going to say it hit the dirt, actually. I thought he came down with it, but they're not moving those sticks. So it'll be a 2nd and 10. Campbell with a good effort, though. That ball more than likely should have been intercepted without that effort by the receiver. 2:20 left. Really don't have time to trot to the line. You have to sprint to the line if you want to make a final push, but maybe reality's setting in a little too quick for the Red Dragons. 5 wide, no motion on the way, but they'll finally send Lowe on his way. Play action again. Looking. Clean pocket. Almost intercepted. It rested in his hands for at least a half second. Number 10 with the pass breakup. That's Ronan Roscoe. As he's looking to the coaches, maybe his friends, about how he should have had that one.
This is the time I'd like to say before we're done here is, go out and say something good about the game of football. It's a great sport, teaches teamwork, teaches you life lessons. So say something good about the game because we all certainly love it. We want you to love it too.
Mm-hmm. And you get more youth playing this game too, I think. You see with
Absolutely.
that St. Albans sideline.
Sure.
It's a sport that needs a lot of people and a lot of gears to keep going as great as it is. Shotgun looking on empty, no motion this time. Rolling right, trying to step up. Throwing through contact. It's short. In the air. Incomplete.
No, I thought he was going to come down with it.
Almost a miracle play. Number 1, Nikese Carter. He's looking for a call. He won't get nothing. So it's a 4th and 10 with 1:04 left. As soon after this play, the lines will probably form near midfield as we'll say our kumbaya. Rolling clock now, so I guess the fourth quarter was running clock as that incompletion didn't stop anything.
The other thing, too, great support by the Hurricane community for their football team and for their school.
5 wide as set the standard by the St. Albans team. Dropping back. Look forward now. Heaves one. It's back to the line of scrimmage. And may have been called a fumble. Either way, it's Hurricane ball, so we should see victory formation, if that. as the teams line up in midfield. Your final score here for the Hurricane Homecoming, the Redskins 44, the St. Albans Red Dragons 22. It was a real fun one here, and almost to what St. Albans could have done without that vicious 38-0 first half score that led the Redskins to a victory. They'll move to 1-5 and take on Parkersburg South next week as the crowd starts to get rowdy for the first time in a good while. St. Albans will move to 0-6 and try to rebound next weekend. It was a fun one, Bob. I had a great time.
Enjoyed it.
And for the entire crew of HD Media, Bob Goebel, Shane Pontier, and myself, Brent Wilson, you have a good night. And go Redskins.
Good job, dudes.